What's going on, guys? MDLP from the Battle Axe, the Strongman gym in Miami, where strength is everything. Making another video on the same day, but I changed shirts, so it looks like it's a different video. But I'm sick, so anybody puts any 2 cents into it realizes I'm not sick and stuff. Anyway, I had a question, actually like a million questions from this young man, but the one that stood out the most is, typically what I get most of the time is, what should I buy? What equipment should I buy? Now, I have a shit ton of videos. I don't know what it's titled anymore or how long ago I made it, but what are the basics that you're gonna need for Strongman? And I'm gonna say this very flat out, I'm only gonna talk about the basics and keep it relatively simple. If you have more money, good for you, buy everything. I would have to make a separate video for that, but buy all the nuances, but let's keep it simple and very easy. The only thing you're really gonna need, get yourself a pair of good wrist wraps. This is Inzers. I think the red ones are a little better, but I've learned to really like these yellow ones. You get them from Anderson Powerlifting, Inzer. That's pretty much the ones I would go with. But get yourself a pair of wrist wraps. Doesn't matter what you do. You're gonna need them for a lot of the heavy pressing. Make sure they're not crazy stiff, because most of the strongman sports have to do with a lot of reps. So if you do it really stiff and really hard, the material, your hands go numb. So, so you can't really necessarily have your hands going numb and all shaky and pale when you're trying to do max reps on a log or an axle or something. Wrist wraps. Second thing you'll need, and probably the last thing you'll need, is a fucking belt. That's it. If you're starting with your basics and it's your first time getting into a show or a comp, this is pretty much all you're gonna need. Might happen to come with the word sexy built onto it, I don't know. This is an Inzer belt. Inzer was very good at customer service back then. I don't know anymore. I do have my Pioneer lifting belt, which is in my locker. It's a lever belt, but as far as basics is concerned, get yourself a thick leather belt. This is 13 millimeters. 10 millimeters is fine for the non-fat people. And that's it. That's pretty much all you will need to start as a strongman, as your first competition. Everything else is not 100% necessary. If I was to add 2 of the next things in order by necessity, is what you wear on your feet. I see a lot of guys tear it and use Chucks or just normal lifting shoes, and by all means, those guys are pretty awesome. I have pretty bad feet and ankles just from years of kickboxing and stuff. The first pair of things that I got that were different were a pair of terrain shoes. I do all my medleys and movement events in these shoes. They add a great foot support. I got the low ones just because I don't like the ankle support. It feels weird on me. That kind of makes me move slower. But it's not cut low enough that it fucks me up. So these are, I think, yeah, Merrells or variants or whatever, Merrells. They're like 90 bucks. I've seen these at TJ Maxx for like 30 bucks. So get yourself a pair of good terrain hiking shoes. They'll last a long time. These have been with me for over a year already, and I probably won't get another pair till later this year. So that's good. If I have to buy the other one, pair of Olympic lifting shoes. This is a big thing. I would say it's a secondary thing to buy, but in general, it's probably one of the best things. Now, just like Donnie Thompson says, a lot of the problems in our body, what did I just say problems like? That's weird. Imbalances start with our feet, our ankles, and I think in training, a lot of things happen with footwear. It's like the tires of our body. A lot of people overlook them. Olympic lifting shoes. These bad boys were expensive when I got them. These were like 200 bucks. I wouldn't recommend these for the first pair. These are my 3rd pair of lifting shoes. I bought a pair of, geez, I don't even remember anymore, but they're the cheap shoes, like 80 bucks on Rogue, and then I got, again, Fasters for 90 bucks. These were the first pair of expensive shoes I got. But Olympic lifting shoes will help you in all pressing events, and I like to use them on loaded events for reps, like log, keg over bar, or sandbag, or stones, or even a stone medley as far as like ladders. Any kind of pressing movement, this is huge. And that's it. Everything else after that is competition specific. Everything else after that, you're gonna buy something if it's absolutely necessary for that comp. As far as sleeves and wraps and stuff like that, that is subjective and personal use. I just spit everywhere. I know that some people need them for training, so get it. But as far as your basics, that should be it. I hope that helps. Cheers.